Hello everyone from my messy desk.
Hello. Oh, that's nice hair I got going on. Hi. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, everybody. So it's Nails Over Coffee. It is Wednesday, the 27th of April. I'm Michelle Cordes Pugh. And today, since I'm rocking my awesome rewards from Starbucks, I just stuck it in my cup so I would still have a cup to use for you guys. So it's my Disneyland 60th anniversary cup, which I'll even turn it around for you guys. There we go. You can see this is one of my favorites, my newest one. So, but I'm going to be drinking out of my venti caramel white chocolate mocha high because it was free. So, hello everybody out in the nail world. So let me pull up what I have here in my saved links. I had kind of a lazy morning, so I got to just read some stuff. And so we'll let this kind of update because the signal is apparently coming from the moon. So, hello. Yeah, it's really good. That's your drink, Mare? That's awesome. Yeah, see, so yesterday I put this carbon air filter over my air vent. Hasn't really seemed to help a lot, so that's clearly not the source. I got in this morning or this afternoon, and I haven't even done anything, and my next door neighbor said he could smell stuff in his office, but I can't smell anything here. So that means it's getting into the HVAC system somewhere else. So I need to keep looking for that. I'm going to put another vent filter in the rest of the HVAC system since it's clearly not just this. So we will figure it out. Okay, for some reason, my Facebook here on my other device is not updating. So let's close out all this stuff. So yeah, you know what? I see Kimberly's on here too. She's just upstairs from me. It's really not a big deal though. Like I went next door and met Cole and talked to him and we'll figure it out. I talked to Bill about it. He doesn't seem to be too concerned. He's so not concerned, in fact, that he's on vacation again, I think. So let's see if I can get my Facebook to pull up now. But, oh, this person says I'm ugly. That must mean that it's time for me to block them. Bye, nice guy Jim. That wasn't very nice. I know, right? What a wanker. That wasn't very nice. His name was Nice Guy Jim, but saying, shit, I'm ugly is not very nice. He's probably an ugly wanker too. Anyway, blocked. So, all right, let's see if my other device here will get its signal from the moon. Oh, I'm pretty? Yeah, not so nice guy Jim, right? Whatever. See, I would care if I gave any shits about what nice guy Jim thinks about my appearance, but I don't. So, in fact, I don't know that it would be possible for me to care less. God, why is my other device won't upload? Okay, because I saw some interesting things. One of the things that I saw was a discussion about, okay, so great with technology. Now we have the ability to have, there is so many I don't give, Mare. So we have the ability to have new clients send us pictures of their nails so that we know what we're dealing with if we get a chance to talk to them ahead of time, which if you are working independently, you have the ability to do, which is super cool. So a lot of times I have my clients send me pictures like this, the Pinterest claw, so that I can see new clients, so I can see what I'm up against. But in this particular case, and I don't remember if it was Nail Tips for Nail Techs or one of those groups, the pictures that were sent to her clearly are at a bare minimum allergic reaction and more likely fungal. So, and they're really bad. And I'm not going to lie. Let's keep it real here. I always do. That there's a lot of things I work on that a lot of other techs wouldn't. It just doesn't faze me. And as far as I'm concerned, if I'm not diagnosing a problem, that's one of those things that scope of practice thing is really loose for me because I work with a lot of doctors and stuff. And Maybe it's wrong, I don't know, but I would rather have me taking control of it than send them down the street to an NSS who's not going to care. So that's where this particular client had been coming from, was from NSS. And these nails were even so bad that I wouldn't work on them. And so, I mean, the nail was red around the whole eponychium area back here and swollen. You could see where what was around her cuticle area was basically crusty and broken. And it looked like her nail plate was mostly lifted from her nail bed. And the client was okay with going to the doctor, but she wanted to still keep her appointment for removal because her doctor needs to get clippings for culture, which makes sense. But what she is wanting the tech to do is to take the clippings and put them in a thing for her so she can take them to the doctor, and wanting her to reapply gel polish. And I think it's really important. And a lot of times there's people who overreact about some of these things, in my professional opinion. But I was trying to explain to her that this is one even I wouldn't work on, and that she needs to buzz off the top gel off of it looks like there's gel polish over the acrylic. She needs to buzz off the clear so that she can soak off. She needs to soak off in soak-off bags, and if she doesn't have soak-off bags, she needs to use the Ziploc freezer bags, while quite unprofessional looking, are acetone proof for long enough to soak off. And that she needs to soak her off in bags, not her normal soak-off method, because of the risk of spores that you just can't kill. And that way the whole thing can just get bundled up and thrown away. And use disposable files and a orange wood stick. Normally we might use something that's sanitizable for pushing the product off of this nail. Not in this case. She needs to be soaked off in as much disposable as possible. And she was like, well, the client wants gel polish to back on. And I said, absolutely not. The doctor needs to see the client's whole nail plate. He may need to culture underneath it. He needs to see everything that's going on with no other coating on it. And she was like, well, but how do I talk to this? We're not sure, Kate. It was a picture, and I wish I could get my other phone to load so I could show it to you guys. I'll try and find the link, or grab one of the pictures or something to post under this, on Facebook. But it was at best an allergic reaction, at worst fungal. And it was on nails, not feet. And, oh, okay, bye, Meyerly. I won't see you on replay. I'll be at a baseball game, but bye. So the point is that the stuff needs to be removed, but I was trying to explain to the girl that she needs to pass on to the client that this isn't overreacting. In this particular case, this client is at a very real risk for losing all her affected nail plates. Like, they're lifted. You can see the myconical debris is what it looks like underneath her nail. You can see where she's got a problem around her cuticle. Right. The doctor needs to see it all. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Let's face it. Let's keep it real. If it's a little tiny bit of onycholysis where it's just lifting a little bit, like they jabbed a thing underneath her nail and now it needs to grow out, or if it's something little, she's got a hangnail that swelled up a little bit. Yeah, there's redness and swelling, but it's really not that big of a deal. Some Neosporin will take care of it. This is really one of those cases where this client doesn't understand. That's exactly right. This client doesn't understand how bad they really are, and that she's at a very real risk for losing her whole nail plate. And she's lucky that she's talking to a knowledgeable tech now, because I think that if enhancements were to be reapplied to her nails, from the looks of the pictures, she's maybe 6 months from losing her whole nail plate. And then that becomes a whole nother ball of wax, because we all know that a lot of times they don't grow back right. If you lose your whole nail plate, whether it's on your toes or your nails or whatever, they never come back the same. And that's even with really good, really responsible care. So, I wish I could upload the picture so I could show you guys, but I'll find it for later. But yeah, it's really bad. And I am not, like I said, I'm not a freak out over stuff. I've worked on stuff that I know some other longtime techs wouldn't work on. And this was one that even I was like, damn. I think it's in Nail Tips for Nail Techs, I think. So you guys, that's the whole thing, is realizing that we need to educate the clients, because yeah, you know what? I'm sure there's a nail salon down the street that would take care of her. Absolutely. But that's what's gotten her into the situation, and that needs to be explained to her, and she needs to understand what a big deal this is, and she needs to make sure that her doctor can see the whole thing and all that. And in fact, I would even go a step further and say, I would like to talk to your doctor before I put anything else on your nails. So can I have his name and office number? And I'm going to send you out with one of my cards. And so, yeah, I mean, I have a form to send with them to the doctor. But even if you don't, I mean, you should, but a referral form. But even if you don't, you should at least, I mean, this would be a great opportunity to form a working relationship. Say my nail grew back flat. I bit my nail so bad I lost my nail totally. Yeah, see? And they just don't grow back the same. Once your sidewalls and that nail groove start to get lost from the nail not being there, who knows what's going to happen when it grows back, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, damage is forever like that. And so, I don't tend to flip out too much about that whole thing. You'd love to see a sample of the referral form I use. Yeah, you know what? When I get a second, maybe that's something I'll upload as a free download onto University of Nails. Cause I have no problem sharing it. It's a real basic form, but it gives me the ability to write in why I'm sending them to the doctor and what I want to do with their nails once, they're cleared. And then, there's a space for the doctor to sign off that no infectious disease is present and they are clear for services. And that way, if something was to happen, I'm able to produce this form that says, no, it was signed off by a physician. So, and they said there was no infectious disease. So whatever's going on there ain't on me. And so that's a really important thing to have. And it's an easy way to start building your referral network of people. Hi, what'd you miss? What happened? Well, I'm almost closing out the book on this subject, so you'll have to catch it on replay. It was talking about a client with fungal nails who was wanting reapplication. And yeah, and I said, absolutely not. Yeah, and diabetic clients too. If you have diabetic clients that are really far advanced, and the diabetic clients that are really far advanced, the ones that we can see the swelling in their ankles and feet, their skin is very speckly. Is there any network between nail techs and docs? Well, I mean, Dr. Spalding works with the nail industry and he's a podiatrist, but honestly, I really prefer just to come up with a network of physicians in my own area. When I used to live 45 minutes away from where I live now, I had physicians I could refer to, dermatologists, but I'm just working now that I've just got my salon space. I'm just working on rebuilding that here. So, so I'm still working on it here even. But, doing lots of things like, finding the foot and ankle clinics and the podiatrists in your area, putting together a little packet of what a referral letter looks like and what your sanitation and safety procedures are, and that you understand that the risk of injury on a diabetic client's hands or feet is something that's potentially life-threatening. So you make sure that you don't use any sharp metal implements on a diabetic's hands and feet, and they can't be in too hot of water if you use a water soak and all those kind of things. Getting all those things and putting it together in a little packet and spending the $1 or so to go down to your local office supply store and have it bound so that it looks professional, and it's got some referral slips in there that they can fill out to send people to you. Yeah, it is upsetting when a client comes back with fungal stuff, but it happens. I had one client years ago who her nails got fungus every 3 months right around her cycle. All the time. We sent her back and forth to the doctor all the time, and eventually the doctor said, forget it. It's not a big deal. It just goes away and grows out, so don't worry about it. So, yeah, I mean, a client is definitely likely to be loyal when we can help them recover. So yeah, it's just, some of it's just hormones. I mean, remember, our body is a whole huge integrated machine, and but if you spend some time putting together a really good referral packet and hand walking it, put some business cards in there, a slot for business cards, a slot for some pre-done, you've done and cut into fourths, referral slips that they have your information on them, and that the doctor says that they're clear for services, and if there's any concerns you need to know about, and they sign off on it and send them to you. Hand walk them into the offices and make nice with the office manager. Offer to give her a free manicure or whatever, because the office manager is your way in. And introduce yourself and hand the office manager a card and say, I'd love to give you a free manicure if you'd love to come in and check out my salon. And this is everything that I do. If you could pass this along to the doctor so that we can make sure that the patients are getting responsible, sanitary, reputable nail and foot care, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd love to, work with you. And, sometimes it takes a minute and a couple follow-up, letters or appointment calls or whatever, but it's just establishing that there's somebody there. And a lot of times the doctors that I've found are super grateful because their clients are asking them about this stuff and they don't know where to send them. So I've just started a filing system with slips, a file for each client, their info and history. Yeah, and Mare says, done it a ton of times, it works. Yeah, it really does. And, nail techs and doctors historically didn't get along real well. We got kind of a bad rap. And so by going in and saying, I am actually a nail professional. I never had that before, but now I feel like I have my shit together, right? Totally. And eventually you'll get to a point that you can do all of that digitally. I scan in all of my stuff and keep a digital copy because I have enough of a problem with keeping too much paper around. But for a long time, I just used a card file box. And I stapled things to their card files and stuff. So, whatever works for you. The thing is that it has to be something you'll actually use. And so you got to let it work for you. So that's enough on that topic. I'm already bored of it. I went and watched the video of Young Nails, the cream polish remover thing. Oh, before we get on to this, Nail Candy, it would make sense to have new clients fill out a little medical history slip. Yeah, I usually just ask them and kind of fill it out for them, but we could. I'm keeping it in a Polly Pocket in a file, right, so that you can access it when you need to. Okay, so I watched the cream cuticle remove or polish remover thing from Young Nails, and who I still haven't gotten a response from, by the way. So I think Greg and I will be having a chat this weekend if I can stuff a microphone in his face. But I was really surprised because when you say cream polish remover, I think cream, not gel. it's more like, it has a consistency more like cuticle away than it does like polish remover. So, really interesting. So, I'll put that video up when I can get my devices to work right. Yeah, it looks really gel-like, and you lay it on the nail, like over the top of it, and you let it sit and do its thing, and then it just wipes off with a swipe. And then they have like a on to the next polish remover that they have in a bottle too. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. So yesterday, somebody who had seen it already had said that it seemed like it would be a high cost per service. And it sort of does for me. No, it's just regular polish remover. But so like we know that when you have somebody who's put their own glitter polish on, or sometimes, you know, we've used ours that we find out the glitters are sharper. It's, I bet it would work great with their caption conversion kit though, because it would just sit on there. So yeah, better not mistake it with cuticle remover. That's a fact. But so, you know, with glitter, you got to scrub, and it kind of catches on things and stuff. This makes it so you can just let it soak in and do its thing, and you can literally just swipe it off in one. It might be a good thing to have to use. Yeah, I'm curious about fumes too, right, Lee? It seems like it would be something that would be a good tool to have on hand, but I don't know that I would use it on everybody. And the other thing that he did mention about it is, you know how sometimes you have really highly pigmented reds that it feels like you get as much red all over you and their skin, even if you're using a plastic back pad, than you get off their nail. That it seems like it would be really good for that, because you would just be able to pull it straight out. So, yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm going to get to see it a little bit this weekend. Maybe it's less fumy because it doesn't evaporate. That's true, Kate. I don't know. And, could remove gel polish too. Yeah, I'm sort of wondering if it doesn't evaporate and it just sits there, how well does it sit there, you know? Yeah, more for certain jobs than a staple. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Charlotte. Yeah, like a novelty and then go back to your regular stuff. So it'll be really interesting to check it out and see it in person. I'm going to add that to my just out of my own personal curiosity list for this weekend's show. I'd like to check it out. And if it's not very expensive, I'd like to buy some just to play. So I wanted to talk about that. I got to catch up on a lot of things from the Best Little Nail Show in Texas. I was having a private conversation with, yeah, the connection's dipping in and out. My internet here sucks. Internet turned on. Let's see. Is that better? Have I got it in a better spot now? Maybe I just needed to give you guys an extreme close-up. So yeah, my internet here goes between 2 and 3 little rings, so it's kind of crazy. I was talking to somebody behind the scenes that was wondering if we have, if we were the only one who hadn't heard anything from the Tech Talk in Texas this week. And I said, no, I haven't heard anything either. And I'm thinking maybe they're trying to keep it mum so that it doesn't influence the Tech Talk this weekend. So hopefully, this weekend, you know, we'll get to find out what was talked about last week's Tech Talk, and then we'll have our own Tech Talk, and I'll have more information about that because I'll be there. So you saw some scopes from Tech Talk, short though. Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's just kind of not to bias the conversation for this week's Tech Talk. Maybe. I don't know. So I guess we'll find out. But it is 2:28. It is, yeah, maybe too much alcohol. Tech Talk was a thing that's being put on by a nail association that is talking about, it's a roundtable discussion led by industry leaders where talking about the problems in our industry and potentially how to fix them. So, there was one in Texas last weekend, the weekend of the Best Little Nail Show in Texas. And there's one this Saturday at the Willamette Valley Networking event. So will I scope it at Willamette? I will try, unless everybody is frowning upon me for doing it. But I will try. Like NATO, but for nails, right? So I'm going to give it a shot. I'll see what I can sneak in. I need that GoPro. Oh my gosh, I seriously am getting gray hair. Look at this, you guys. That is no bueno. I need to go back to blonde. So nobody can see my gray. That's just not okay. I am entirely too young for gray hair. So yeah, time to go back to blonde. Haha, money I didn't want to spend, but I'm totally gonna spend it. So, anywho, it's 2:30. I have glitter growing out of my head. I wish it looked like that. If I had the pretty gray hair, I would be totally fine, but it's not. It's like the spiny, yucky gray hair. And so, yeah, that's no bueno. Came in red, going out red, right? Blonde is so expensive, I know. I'm just thinking your eyes are magnetic, not your hairs. I'm thinking that I might go to like a really thick foil or a balayage or something so that it's not quite as high maintenance, and just to kind of screw things up enough that you can't notice my gray. All right, well, that's it for me today, you guys. I'm going to a baseball game tonight. You know, the American pastime. So that's how I know that I am actually American, not Hispanic, Latina, not British, not Canadian. I know, in fact, that I am American because I'm a baseball diehard. So I got free tickets to go to tonight's games. Blonde hair in Germany, 180 euro. Yikes. You know, though, to go to a really reputable place, it's still about $125 to $150 here. So, yeah, it can get kind of expensive. But, you know, just like with us with nails, you get what you pay for. And I don't want somebody to screw up my blonde in Vancouver, 175 Canadian. See, I need to come up there, Lee, because right now for us Americans, it's like your whole country is, you know, almost 50% off. Sorry for you guys, but it works out great for us. I got a passport. Yeah. I am going to beat feet out of here. I have a client at 3, and then I am off to the baseball game. So I know I should drive up there. It's only like 4 hours, but come stay with you. Be careful. You might just have the nail rogue parked on your couch. Got to be careful. So yeah, my daughter and I are going to the baseball game. So I'm sure you guys will see lots of pictures up on Facebook. You know, we'll have to do a selfie as usual, and there'll be some craziness. So maybe I'll scope for a second from the game so you guys can see why it's my favorite pastime. Ooh, your daughter's in Cosmo School and for free? Nice. Oh, you get your hair for free. Nice, Mare. Scope from Lee's place, right? Yeah, a lot of beer. I'm so excited. My Rain is, I will say hi to Rain. Rain is 21 now. So this is the first time we're going to be able to go to a baseball game that she will actually be able to have a beer and a hot dog with me. So nails over coffee at Lee's, right? That would be fun. That'll have to happen when I get my car fixed so I can go long ways. Okay, guys. And I'm going to try and find somebody to take over next week's Wednesday scope, maybe Wednesday and Thursday, because I have to drive to Montana to go get my kid. So, yeah, it's 21 over here. A fact that she was really pissed about when she came back from her summer in Austria and Germany. Woo! When she came back and she couldn't drink, she was so annoyed. She had 6 months to go until 21. She's like, how does this work? I come home and I have less freedom? Right? Oh yeah, totally scope the rugby game. And yeah, get some beers, man. I love rugby. I love hockey too. So see, that's how I know that I'm part Canadian. And I love rugby and lacrosse. I like all the like mean sports too. So, all right, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to do some more work around here. And then I am going to head on out after my client to go see a baseball game. So, right. Yeah, well, I was too, but shh, it was just illegal. All right. Bye, you guys. I'll see you later. Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. Peace. Peace, love, and nails. Goodbye.